Hey, welcome back. It's another Age of Empires 4 replay, but this time going to be a little different. It's a 2v2. It's going to be myself and the Duke of Squirrel playing a team game, 2v2 on Black Forest. Duke of Squirrel is going to be playing as the Holy Roman Empire, while I'm going to be playing as the English. And we're up against Provlord and Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf's playing as Abbasid. Provlord is playing as the French. And on Black Forest, it's a very resource-rich area. You'll notice that we're sort of teamed together here, and there's just ample stone, wood, food. And you'll notice there is a water spot. There is a spot filled with fish. And after a little bit of early game chatting, we decided on a strategy here where Duke of Squirrel would get the fish that are here in the water, while I would rely on berries, sheep, and deer. The hope was that the Duke would be able to rapidly tech up as the Holy Roman Empire. We've seen it before on Black Forest. The Holy Roman Empire basically just goes straight for food and gold and just techs up to the Imperial Age as quickly as they can, usually with the assistance of picking up any relics they might find on the map. Meanwhile, I'm going to be sort of not rapidly teching. I mean, yeah, I'm going to definitely be going nearly pure economy, but I'm going to make a few military production buildings and just try to skirmish a little bit out on the map. And by the time all of the fish here disappear and the Dukes made it to the Imperial Age, he'll be primarily flush with wood and gold because, yeah, the food will have run out here, but he'll have started a large shopping operation and he'll probably have a big gold income from maybe the relics at his Regnitz Cathedral. And he can start making siege weapons. Meanwhile, I'll probably make the transition over to the English farming operations. So I'll have my food sorted out late game. And so we can attack with me making lots of infantry, him making lots of siege units. So the siege units primarily taking wood and gold, me making infantry, which primarily use a mix of wood and gold, but mostly food. And then, of course, he can slowly transition to farms of his own, grab up food sources, and then we'll try to push from there. Lone Wolf, the Abbasid player, very quick tech up. We're under the assumption that he likely isn't going for the fish. I mean, the Duke's going for these fish out on the water, and I mean he's not even. Okay, there we go. Now he's started on the Aachen Chapel. Scouting out the enemy's bases, I spotted a decent number of villagers for the Abbasid mining stone. Either that means stone walls, or more likely, because it's Abbasid, a second town center very early on. Unfortunately, I'm going to lose my scout here. Some important vision that we could have used. I spotted this villager walking away with a hammer, so I have to assume perhaps a wall was put down over here, somewhere here, maybe here, because I'm trying to command my units to move forward to this, where I'm building this palisade wall, but they kept bugging out. So I realized there's probably a wall between us. And I really don't want to lose control of this area because there are two relics in this sort of channel. Duke of Squirrel wisely gating this area off and putting his wooden fences a little bit further here so that he can get this relic. Spot the enemy walls. I'm just going to torch them down with villager, man-at-arms, my scout. Should probably get this hardened spearman moving forward. Duke of Squirrel makes it to the Feudal Age. Provlord should probably make it there shortly, although he's floating a lot of resources. Might be going for some other build, or maybe he's just forgetting to tech up. Nope, there we go. Never mind. Already had it in production. So definitely Provlord and the Duke have access to the fish and are going to be teching up a lot quicker. Burning everything down. It's going to be a bit of time before we get into some major combat here. But I'm hoping this is an easy win. Burn down the wall, put up my own right here to secure this relic. And it's nice to have forward operations as the English. Our towers are very good to fight under, so not a bad idea for me to be the one going out and ripping down what I can and setting up a forward base. Let's see what's going on for us. Looks like, yeah, you can see that big food income for these two players. Meanwhile, me and Lone Wolf just sort of doing our own thing. Let's see here. Current resources. Looks like Lone Wolf just has his 80 stone. Not sure what he's going to do with it. Not collecting any more either. So this is Holy Roman Empire, basically teching as quickly as they can. He's already put down the Regnits, so Duke of Squirrel is going to be looking for these relics next. I'm moving forward, chasing off scouts, and putting down walls of my own. Good. I've essentially secured these two relics. The Duke is getting his prelates into position. He knows that he needs them to grab up these relics, so he's going to start moving them. Doing a little bit of scouting here. There's the second town center. Yeah, 2 town centers from the Abbasid player, as we suspected. So at least we've confirmed that. Definitely going for a longer game. I move forward to see if I can burn down this palisade gate, but looks like my opponent's putting up an outpost. Probably going to need to back off once he puts these villagers in here and they start shooting at my units. There we go. Good. Putting down an outpost. Duke of Squirrel finds that can't quite access this relic. Looks like they've already walled it off. This one, though, he can happily grab. Hopefully he'll have this prelate pick that up in just a moment. Me, I've made it to the resources I need to move on to the Castle Age myself, so I'm going to get down to King's Palace. That'll be my second town center. Meanwhile, Duke of Squirrel is dangerously close to make it to the Imperial Age already. A little bit more food. Oh, got it. Now it just needs a little bit more gold, which the Regnits is going to help with, but you can see huge number of villagers working on the gold. Still a decent amount of fish here, but it's going to run out pretty soon. Hopefully he can start to diversify his food. And there's the Palace of Swabia. That'll be his second town center. So it looks like that's 1 relic secured. I advertised to the Duke, yo, there's 2 relics in this channel. You should grab them, and that'll boost your gold income. Let's see if we can't get this to update. Duke of Squirrel's in the... Oh, no, not in the 4th age, I see. There's Provlord hitting the Castle Age. So that's the French player down here. That's me hitting the Castle Age. And I assume the Abbasid Lone Wolf is going to be a little bit delayed. That second town center probably took some resources and gathering time away from his villagers. So we'll probably see him hit Castle Age in a minute or two here. But he's going to be the last one. And there's the Imperial Age. That's how fast Holy Roman Empire can move. We're about 12... That was 12 minutes, 10 seconds to make it to the Imperial Age. not a single military building. Okay, well, starting to build the military buildings, but basically went completely non-combat, just tech and gathering resources. In terms of income, looks like Provlord with the most food, Lone Wolf with the most. Oh yeah, Lone Wolf's gonna start to take off with income. With the double town centers coming so early, gonna be seeing a lot of resources. Though Duke of Squirrel, you'll see #1 in gold for a while here, especially as more relics are put into the Regnets. Yep, grabbing them up. Me, I decided to take this gold patch that I found in the middle of the map. It seemed easily defensible. It's just this little kind of copse here. There's really only one way into it, and I'm just going to wall this off with the stone later on. Why not? It'll secure another gold source for us and could be important in the late game. I researched field engineering from my blacksmith, and I'm trying to be good about getting more upgrades. This game's probably going to come down to large forces clashing, big upgrades, so I want to get as many as I can. But I'll build this battering ram in the meantime, see if I can't put some pressure on and see what our opponents send at us. It's great to get a preview of what kind of units we might get attacked by. Interestingly, this right here is pretty open. If the Duke of Squirrel puts down some palisades, should be able to get through here. The scout hasn't found any walls, so if we can get access to this area, we could probably get into their base pretty easily. I'm primarily looking to get upgrades and throw down military production. I've got my 3 barracks, I've got archery range, and of course my council hall, and I've got a stable. So I've got a decent amount. I'd like to see a bit more. The fish are officially running out. Get it? I'm sending more villagers forward to mine from this gold camp. And now I'm seeing his forces come forward. This looks to primarily be the French player. There's the Royal Knights and a lot of Arbaletriers. I back up behind the palisade gate. Fortunately, I've upgraded this outpost to become a stone outpost, and I've also put a springald on it. So that'll really discourage him from coming forward. So we got a little preview. Decent amount of Royal Knights, decent amount of crossbowmen. Maybe thinking spearmen and onagers, or sorry, mangonels, but not really sure. In the end, I decide I'll just put down more and more military buildings just to see what I can get. Duke of Squirrel's officially pushing out all these infantry. He's got a huge amount of barracks, and he's likely going to upgrade his man-at-arms, get them as upgraded as he can. Should see a blacksmith around here. Maybe soon enough. But the 2 siege workshops are great. He can start producing all the siege units he wants. Because look at like I said at the beginning of the game, he's going to be wood and gold. So he can just start pumping out culverins and bombards. Problem is they are so slow. This is going to take forever for them to get across the map. Maybe I would say consider putting some siege workshops maybe down here, because then the Duke could get them over right away. But it's okay to have them crawl across the map. We have a pretty safe way for them to get over. There's the elite man-at-arms. Looking good. Oh, there's the blacksmiths. Oh, wow. 3 blacksmiths. He knew he was behind, and so he's just thrown them all down and is just rapidly collecting every upgrade he can. Fishing ships are gone. They got deleted off of this small pond. And now we are gathering here. This was sort of our rally point. Other entrances, yeah, we kind of have control of this, but there's some palisade walls. This one we've got decent control over. No defensive buildings besides the walls, but that's cool. But this is looking like it's going to become the war front. You can see we're putting down some stone walls here. And I've still secured this mining operation here. Trying to get blacksmith upgrades still. Almost done with all the level 1 techs. Looks like Duke of Squirrel is almost done with all the level 1 techs. And now gain the university down. And you can see the transition to farms is starting here for him. So that's looking good. In terms of villager count between the two of us, I'm at 73. Duke is at 101. Already probably should take the foot off the gas. This Palace of Swabia just produces villagers so quickly. Look how fast that is. Incredible. Villagers faster and cheaper. Yeah. Oh boy. Here's some of our first skirmishes. We see that the opponent has a mangonel, but this seems to primarily be the French forces. We're trading fairly well. Now the man-at-arms are getting on top of these arbaletriers, and we see some janissaries, or sorry, the hand cannoneers coming from the side. I pull my battering ram back and let the bombards do their job. I'm also putting down a keep in this forward position. This will be very convenient. Yeah, it blocks a lot of the units, but they can still path through here. So now we've torn down the wall. Our units traded here. We're going to cautiously start to investigate what we've got back here. Meanwhile, Duke of Squirrel's watching with the scout from back here and putting down extra walls, a little bit of extra security. The siege units are here, and they are loud. He's sending, the Duke's sending some of his elite man-at-arms forward just to kind of see what he can start attacking. He can just run right past. There's no walls here, so might as well get on top of some of these villagers. Oof. They do some good damage to those villagers. Those maces are strong. Still some more of those hand cannoneers, but we're moving on to this outpost. Now, we destroyed most of the French players' units. We're still not sure what our Abbasid opponent might send our way. Still seeing a small cluster of the hand cannoneers, but that's all we've really seen so far. And they're probably a good unit to make. They are effective versus all of these man-at-arms that the Duke of Squirrel's making. And now we're seeing them come out. That is a lot of hand cannoneers. I sort of ping them and say, hey, I think they're attacking your siege units down here. Try and pull them back. And when we see that, we say, okay, that probably means we're going to need some mangonels. Yes, we can get on top of his forces and deal good damage. Provlord making it to the Imperial Age. I'm the only one who still needs to make it to the Imperial. I mean, look at all these elite man-at-arms. I finally get the resources needed, and I'm moving on to, I think, the Wingard Palace. Yep, right there. Nice part about having this keep so far forward is I can basically make mangonels whenever we need them. So we said, okay, we're probably going to need more mangonels to take on all of these hand cannoneers. All right, we'll just make a few. Now we're starting to pick at their base. This town center is going down. This is the second one that the Abbasid player made. Oh, those bombards are doing great work. So now we're just going to chip away, tempting them to come forward. Duke of Squirrel wisely walling up here. We don't want to get flanked by our opponents. With the Imperial Age landmark down for me, I can basically start producing units nonstop. I'm not really going to be spending my my money on anything else. These elite man-at-arms are so strong versus these poor villagers. Nice sending the mangonel forward, kind of baiting the opponent in. The Duke was like, okay, let's see if he comes forward. You hit him with the mangonels if he comes out. So now we're like, okay, we've got all this mangonel backup. I bet we can take out all these hand cannoneers. And that's pretty effective. They're in so many clusters. These mangonel are landing great shots. And they're already on the run. Our opponents really need culverins or massed spring alts, perhaps. Something to take out all these siege units. But we're tearing everything down. Here comes our French opponent. Still seeing the Arbaletriers and the Royal Knights. That's okay. If we can keep a few spearmen in the mix and keep our unit numbers up, we should be good. We see them coming forward. We decide to hold. We're not too scared of this army. We're hoping our mangonels can take shots. We see some of their own mangonels coming forward. I'm using my spring alts to target them. Duke's using the culverins. I sent some units through here. Looks like they're getting to take shots on these traders. Until our opponents do something about this, we're just slowly going to be damaging all of these traders. Looks like there have already been a few casualties. These longbowmen are doing great. Yep. Back on the front lines, we're waiting for the French opponent to engage, but in the meantime, oh, the mangonel shots are so good. And there's the culverins I was talking about. Duke's exchanging fire with them, trying to trade. There we go. Here come more bombards. We've still got mangonels sort of in the wings. We can always bring them forward if we see a large cluster of enemy troops. And look at these Arbaletriers. They're so injured from the previous mangonel shots. That's one of the advantages to having all these mangonels. Culverin's doing great work. We're just rallying more and more units. Getting upgrades. Let's check upgrades. Looks like I've got all the tier 2 upgrades. Duke's got almost all the tier 2s except for the steeled arrow. We should probably start researching the next wave. Abbasid player sends all the villagers forward. It's just a slaughter. Some royal cannons, but I spot it with some of my troops, so I'm sending them to burn it down. There we go. And the culverins, these MVP culverins, these have been firing the whole game. Just doing great work. Gain the outpost forward, that's giving all my units the network of citadels. This game's feeling like ours to lose. I mean, we've got everything. We've got units swarming through the base. We're slowly crawling across. The bombards are doing work. Meanwhile, these elite man-at-arms are just burning everything down. It was a good game. Black Forest is not one of my preferred maps, but it was interesting to tech up and take on these fights, which are primarily Imperial Age units, lots of siege, lots of big battles like this. It was definitely a spectacle. Overall, Holy Roman Empire, a great civilization for Black Forest. It's wild to see how fast they can advance and the kind of army they can muster. English, I think, are okay. I do like this forward keep, giving me exactly what I want, rather than having my siege units crawl across the map like the Duke of Squirrels. I can just pop them out of my keep whenever I need them. So I do enjoy that element of the English on this map. Hope you liked the game. Maybe we can get some more 2v2s in the future. Really just a matter of us being on at the same time and getting in a game. But yeah, hoping to take on some more opponents in the future. Maybe some more difficult ones. This one felt a little one-sided, but overall it was a lot of fun. Hope to catch you around for the next replay, and thanks for watching.